Being a famous rapper comes with a lot of perks, but it also makes you a target. When you make it big, you gotta move right. Otherwise, you might end up getting robbed like these rappers did. While he was still mourning the tragic loss of his boy PNB Rock, T Grizzley's house was robbed and the thieves hit for over $1 million. TMZ reported that they smashed the window and just grabbed everything they could, including over $1 million in jewelry plus more in cash. Nobody was home when it went down, but T hopped on IG to thank everyone for reaching out. He said,
I appreciate everybody reaching out, you know what I'm saying, checking on me and shit. I'm good, my family good, thank God. I just need y'all to do one thing for me though, man. Send a prayer up for PNB Rock and his kids, King Von and his kids, and all the kids out here that gotta grow without their pops. You feel me? And I had to go through that. I grew without my pops because he was killed. You feel me? And that shit ain't easy at all.
T had a wild come up and spent time in prison for armed robbery, but he's turned it all around and is involved with helping other ex-cons get back on their feet. And losing $1 million definitely hurts, but at least T and his family are safe. On September 9th, Walka hopped on Instagram and told his fans that someone tried to hit a lick on him. He said,
So unfortunately tonight somebody lost their life for doing something stupid. And I don't know how it happened or what was going on, but I really would like all the young black men around here to learn before all the tabloids and the bullshit getting the fake stories get out there. I want y'all to learn from this experience. And I'm still standing here 10 toes down, all my jewelry and everything that I worked hard for.
From the video, fans assume Sauce killed the dude who tried to rob him, but that's not what happened. Supposedly, someone tried to snatch Sauce Walka's jewelry, but Sauce fought him off and got away. Then the same dude robbed and killed another guy named Travell Watson. Travell tried to fight back too, but unfortunately died after getting shot. A couple days after it all went down, Sauce Walka went on IG to clear up the situation. The internet went wild with rumors that he had shot somebody, but Sauce let everyone know what was really up. According to him, the dude stuck a gun in his face and tried to jack his jewelry. Instead of just handing it over and walking away, he fought the dude off. He admits that he almost died for his jewelry, but he says that's just how he lives his life. Sauce Walka gave a lot of respect to Travell Watson too, and said that if his family needs anything, they can reach out for help. It's a tragic situation all around, and hopefully Travell's family can get some closure. Most hip-hop fans know Safaree Samuels as Nicki Minaj's ex, but he has his own rap career too, and was a star on Love and Hip Hop. He's had a lot of success in the entertainment industry, and back in 2018, one of his own homies set him up to get robbed. A dude named Sean Harewood grew up with Safaree, but apparently they started beefing around the same time Safaree and Nicki split up. Turning homies into ops is one thing, but Harewood took it a step further. According to cops, he was watching Safaree's IG page for weeks to find out what kind of jewelry he was rocking. Then he hired 2 other dudes to pull off the robbery, and even put a GPS tracker on Safaree's whip so they would always know where he was at. The robbers caught Safaree outside his apartment and put guns to his head. They snatched around $180K in jewelry off of him, then drove off in a black Escalade. The cops were headed to the scene when they spotted the Escalade and got into a high-speed chase. The Escalade ended up crashing into a concrete wall, and the 3 dudes inside ran off on foot. Safaree's old homie ain't get far though, and the cops booked him that night. Then, within a couple of weeks, they found the other guys too. Luckily, Safaree didn't get shot or anything, but getting robbed at gunpoint by someone he grew up with gotta hurt. Drake is one of the biggest rappers ever, but before blowing up, he got robbed at gunpoint in Toronto. Drake was sitting in his SUV when 3 dudes ran up on him and snatched his jewelry and $2K in cash. He rapped about what went down on the track From Florida with Love and said, Weezy played that shit for me and Kobe on the bus. When ain't got a chain for me, I had to give it up. Had their pistols loaded, pointed at my truck. And you know that lesson stuck. It's not just street dudes coming after Drake though. Back in 2017, a woman named Misha Collins broke into his house in Calabasas. Drake ain't pressed charges because he thought she had other issues going on, but she ended up hitting him with a $4 billion lawsuit for defamation. The lawsuit got thrown out and Drake filed a restraining order against her. But in March 2021, a different chick tried to break into his crib in Toronto. She was carrying a knife and allegedly hit one of his security guards with a pipe, but she got arrested by cops before even getting in the house. Back in July, a dude broke into Drake's mansion in Beverly Hills and was just chilling by the pool. One of Drake's employees saw him and called the cops, and a trespasser told him he was Drake's son. The cops saw right through the story and booked the dude on misdemeanor trespassing. But obviously, Drake needs to up his security. When you're one of the biggest artists in the world, you'll always have crazy fans willing to do anything. Right now, Fetty Wap is facing a minimum 5-year sentence after pleading guilty to drug charges. But back in 2017, he got his chain snatched at a deli in New Jersey. Fetty and his homie was in the deli around 5 a.m. when a rapper named Fuzz and his brother ran up on him and snatched Fetty's chain and his homie's backpack. Nobody got hurt during the robbery. But after they left, someone started letting off shots outside and 2 people got hit. It's not clear what exactly went down, but a dude from Fetty's label named Sylvester Huffin later got charged with 2 counts of attempted murder that he pleaded down to aggravated assault and unlawful weapons possession. A couple of days after the robbery, Fuzz posted a pic on Instagram wearing Fetty's stolen chain. In the caption, he said, "Just to set the record straight, I personally didn't take at Fetty Wap 1738 chain. I'm not responsible for no one else's actions but my own. Posting a pic with a chain you jacked ain't a smart move, even if you say you didn't do it in the captions." The cops eventually booked Fuzz and his brothers, and both of them pleaded guilty to theft charges. Luckily, Fetty made it out of the situation okay, but now he's facing his own sentence. His trial for the drug charges is scheduled for January 18th, 2023, but hopefully the judge takes it easy and don't throw the book at him. 2K Baby is a rapper from Louisville, Kentucky, who's popping off with tracks like Old Streets and Like This. He could be the next dude from Louisville to really make it after Jack Harlow, but he might need to up his security because back in 2020, he got robbed twice in the same year. In January 2020, 2K was at Lenox Mall in Atlanta with his homies. According to his team, a fan came up and asked for a picture. When they got close, they snatched 2K's chain and ran off. 2K and his homie chased the dude and allegedly had him at gunpoint. That's when a cop came in and shot 2K's homie. According to the police, 2K's friend wouldn't put his gun down, and that's why they shot him. 2K's manager said 2K was a victim of someone that asked to take a picture with him and then snatched his chain and they chased him. And when they got to him, asking for it back, a cop came outside and just shot, hitting his friend. Luckily, 2K's homie pulled through, but a few months later, he got robbed again in Orlando. It's not clear exactly how it went down, but some goons snatched 2K's jewelry and started flexing it online. 2K ain't seemed too pressed about it though. He admitted to getting robbed and said he could just go buy new jewelry, but the robbers will be broke for life. 2K definitely has potential to really blow up and hit the mainstream, but he should probably switch up how he moves before he cashes out on any more ice. Soulja Boy is one of the hottest rappers in the early 2000s, but he fell off hard and has been trying to stay relevant ever since. Back in 2017, Soulja started beefing with Chris Brown on social media. He wanted to prove the streets still rock with him, so Soulja pulled up to Compton and went live on IG. During the live, Soulja saw a dude walking up and said, "What's going on, man? They say Soulja Boy ain't from the hood." Then Soulja tried to put his arm around the dude, but he shoved him away and said, "Get off me though." Soulja looks like he squared up and his phone dropped to the ground. Then another dude picked it up and the live session ended.
They say Soulja ain't from the hood. Hey, they say Soulja ain't from the hood. Get off me though. Oh yeah, that's like me though. What's happening? Nah.
It's unclear what happened next, but that's not the only issue Soulja's had on IG Live. In 2019, he was locked up on a parole violation and some thieves broke into his house and snatched around $700K in jewelry and cash. Then they took Soulja's phone and went live on his IG account to show off what they took. These dudes took dry snitching to the next level by showing their faces on their own victim's social media. Soulja says he thinks he got set up by somebody he knew. When the dudes broke into his crib, they knew exactly where to find his safe, and they came in through a door that had been damaged during a police raid a couple months earlier. Soulja should just probably stay away from IG at this point, and maybe hire some security too. Designer ain't popping like he used to be, but back in 2018, he was riding the Panda wave and performing all over the world. When he did a set in Kenya though, the crowd got wild and stole his shoes in the middle of the show. Designer was piggybacking on a security guard in the middle of the crowd when someone snatched his kicks. He was yelling, wait, my sneakers, while it was happening. And then he told the crowd, "This is not cool at all, y'all. I came all the way from America to sing for you, and someone out here is trying to take what he didn't work for. That is not how we do things."
Wait. Everybody relax. Wait. Yo, my sneakers. Give me my shoes. Hey, not on me.
During the same show, a woman in the crowd tried to take Designer's pants off too. Luckily, he made it out, but it's not clear if he lost his kicks or not. French Montana bought a crib in Calabasas from Selena Gomez back in 2016. Calabasas is one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in the country, but that don't mean you safe from dudes trying to hit a lick. Someone broke into the house while Gomez was living there in 2014, and in 2018, at least 2 armed men broke in and robbed Montana. Reports say 2 people were home when the dudes broke in, but it's not clear if Montana was one of them. By the time the cops got there, the robbers were already gone. Montana had a false alarm with the robbery the next year too. The cops responded to a possible robbery call at his house, but when they got there, they just found Montana acting abnormal. They called an ambulance, and the medics ended up rushing Montana to the hospital because he was suffering from severe stomach pains and his heart was racing like crazy. It's not clear what caused the issue, but luckily, Montana made a full recovery and his house wasn't actually robbed. But last year, his driver did get robbed at gunpoint for over $300K in jewelry. Montana was staying at the Dream Hotel in Manhattan, and his driver was posted up outside. While the driver was standing outside his whip, two dudes in masks walked up and started punching him and trying to take his chain. At first, the driver fought back, but then one of the dudes pulled his gun and let off a shot into the ground. The driver decided not to die over his jewelry, so he hands over the chain and the Richard Mille watch too. The driver was probably Montana's homie and just wasn't moving right. But anytime you run that kind of money, there's always gonna be a target on you. Luckily, he wasn't seriously hurt, but he definitely learned a lesson.